Hello friends, if you're struggling for candidates, you're probably not the only guy or girl out there. So I'm going to give you a scenario. So this is what typically happens. You've got a client who is C and they advertise the job out to the marketplace. And this is filled with people applying. This is the active candidates. So they post jobs on Indeed, sometimes they post on LinkedIn, and they don't have any luck. And you come along as the recruiter and you say to them, I can help you find a candidate, Mr. Client. What most recruiters then do is look in the same place as the client is. So when you go back to the client or forward to the client, you typically give the same sort of candidates that they've already found. So they either say this is a duplicate candidate or you can't find anyone because there is no one that they're searching for in this place. Yeah? So what you need to do as a recruiter is go to the passive job market. This is what we get paid for. Again, the passive job market. This is where you have to actually headhunt, search, and I'm going to show you a simple way to do it because the money right now is in finding passive candidates. Now, it does take time and the client needs to understand that. By all means, still do the general job search. Now, there are different methods to finding candidates in the passive job market. You can go and buy CV databases, which the client is not going to do. Yeah? If they're just looking for one or two candidates, chances are they're not going to buy a subscription to a job site. Yeah? To source CVs. That's our job as recruiters, where 90% of the purchase of CV databases. Example, if you go to CV Library, you can purchase their job board subscription, go on there, find candidates, and these could be potentially passive and active candidates with that. However, probably the most cost effective way is looking with a Boolean string search on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to take you to a very simple analogy of how to source candidates. This works on any country. As you can see, there are other websites listed here. Twitter, I've never had any luck. Zing, I used to have luck, but I was in the German speaking market. So if you're recruiting in Europe, possibly Zing could be good. Stack Overflow, GitHub, I can't see anyone coming back. These are usually devs. You can probably find, but not for me. So let's say you're recruiting in the United Kingdom, whatever country you want, but this is a way to actually find anyone you're looking for. Now we can look at pretty much any job role you can think of, and we'll be able to source the candidates from there. Now I did show in a previous video, which I'll link in the top, a different way to actually find, and it's more effective. But for this method, we're going to find, let's look for accountant. And we're going to search in, let's say, London. As an example, we use London. And we want to include people that have, I don't know, what is it? Let's look for banking experience as just a brief example. And we've got a list of candidates here, banking and cash accountant. Again, we should have searched something more specific than like a management accountant. But if we're looking for someone with an accountant with banking experience, this is pretty much a search we would do. So I'd open these up and we're going to have a look at some of the profiles. Now, bear in mind, people using LinkedIn, you have to be careful. This candidate looks semi-active. There's been some activity. So I'm going to connect, and I'm not going to send a note. I'm just going to connect for now. That person's deleted their profile. This one looks pretty inactive. I probably wouldn't connect. There's a low level of connections. If you're being not, sporadic, I'm already connected with this. No, I'm not. But if you're looking at LinkedIn as, okay, I've got 20 connections, I need to fill this position a client's given me, do I really want to blow it on some profile that's like that? So I won't close that. I'll have a look. Again, this gentleman, 35 years experience, 45 connections, no recent posts. I might not connect. This person's chartered. I don't know if that's any good. Is he active? I don't know. He's had no activity. Again, I'm not focusing too much on it, but I'm just being careful with my connections. Again, these might have been okay. This has 2 connections. I'm going to close that. This has no activity, very vague, no profile picture. Again, Some people have settings on there. Again, you get the gist of it. So we can go back and we can search anything you want. I could search horse and something will come up with a job title about horses, possibly, or black horse finance. So it's picked up the wrong thing. Oh, I've still got the accountant bit, or banking. So what job is equestrian? What jobs do people with horses do? Horse trainer. So again, if you're looking for anything, you can pretty much find horse riding instructor. I'm not recommending this as a niche, but again, we've got some activity. No, again with it, we've had some 11 months ago. Again, LinkedIn does a good job of, if you get a connection request, if you have it, they get an email notification. So bear in mind, I'm saying there's no activity, no activity. Some people will connect, but the likelihood of this gentleman connecting back, probably unlikely with that. So that being said, this is our way of finding, going back to the whiteboard, a way of passive candidate sourcing. Now, candidates are everywhere. There is another method. There are many methods, in fact. One, you could look at building your own brand, social media, getting traffic, etc. Similar to, I have a YouTube channel. I get pretty much a lot of clients from there now. A lot of clients contact me. They've seen my YouTube video. Do you still recruit? Can you help? Blah, blah, blah. So there is ways to actually do it, but that's the long game. This is what I want you to focus on. Nowadays, it's very candidate driven. It has been for many years. So I don't expect anything to sort of die down. Now, clients are always looking for candidates. No matter what the market is looking like, they are always willing to pay for candidates they can't find. So bear in mind, don't focus too much on the client. The client will always say yes to you. You need to go back. They're already looking themselves. It wasn't like before where they had no idea how to find candidates. They can post on Indeed, they get applications, they don't need recruiters now. Yeah? But they need us for the passive job market. That's what they're willing to pay for. They don't have time or the expertise to do it. So bear this in mind. If you are looking, the premise of this video is to always remember this chart. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you've got any questions, please let me know.